start over again. So, how are you doing, Елена? How are you? How are you doing? Okay, very good. So you're supposed to say I am fine, and if you want to put apostrophe, it will be I am fine. It's like that. I am fine. Okay, so Christina is also present. So Christina, how are you? Christina, it's so good to see you. How are you? Just tell me a little bit about yourself. How are you? Okay. Kenya also very interesting. Hello, Zhenya. It's so good to see you. How are you? How are you doing? Just tell a couple of words about yourself. Okay, please. Hello to you, Zhenya. How are you doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me fine? Is the sound okay? Yeah, and please always remember, yeah, very good. So always remember, please, that this will be a very good idea if you have a microphone, and you just turn on your microphone, or we can use Skype, and we can use the Skype feature with the microphone, and we can talk with the help of Skype. Okay, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. Okay, so how about your microphones? Is it possible to turn your microphones? No? Anybody? Do you have a microphone? Just try. Because you know, it's slow. When you type, when you write, it's slow. Okay. Do you have microphones? I cannot use microphone. Okay, I see. Lena, how about you? Have you got a microphone? Do you have a microphone? And Christina, how about you? I haven't got a microphone, okay? I haven't got a microphone also. Alright. So, what we do today is, today we talk about a story when somebody is late. You understand? It's just, we talk about something happened to a person, and a person is late. So what happened to this person? It can be you. Just tell me, tell us a story when somebody was late. Okay, I can start first because I have this story on my computer and you just listen. I can upload it for you. Just wait a second. Wait a second. Let's just okay, and this is number 65. Okay. So right now we are here, and this is the story. I think that it's possible for you to see. Can you see the picture? Can you see the picture? Okay, very good. Very good. So, now you see, this is Tom's story. Like, what I'm saying is that Tom is loading. Okay, I understand. So, Tom is late. So, you see, Tom opened his eyes. He looked at his alarm clock. Everybody knows the word alarm clock, right? Do you know the word alarm clock? Please. So, Christina, what's an alarm clock? Just write the Russian word. Yeah, very good. So, Tom looked at his alarm clock. It was late. It was 9 o'clock. So he cleaned his teeth, he did his hair, he picked up his books, and then he hurried out of the house. He cycled to the studio. Studio is, as you can see, it's a TV studio. TV studio. So the studio was empty. Tom looked up. The security guard smiled. So what's a security guard? What is that? Security guard. Do you know? Do you understand the word security guard? If you do, please write in a chat box there that you understand what a security guard is. Okay? So what's a security guard? That's not a big problem, I think. What is a security guard? So you can have a look at the picture and you will understand. Yeah, very good. That's correct. So, the studio was empty. Tom looked up. The security guard smiled. "Did you turn back your clock last night?" he asked. "No, I didn't," Tom said. "Well, you are 1 hour early today. We turned back the clocks last night." So probably you know that in our country also we had this system when you had in the fall and in spring you had to turn back your clocks. Okay, so this is the story. This is Tom's story about how he was late. Now the question to you: Can you think of a story when you were late? Can you tell us a little bit about what happened to you when you were late? Okay? Please think a little bit about that. You are late, or you were late. Just give me sentence after sentence. What happened with you? Why were you late? And so on. Okay? Please. Have you ever been late somewhere? What happened to you? Actually, it was the homework. So, I think that it will be a good idea for you if you just think a little bit and write down a little bit about your being late. So, what do you think? Okay? Alright, if it's so hard for you to say a couple of words about what happened to you when you were late, just please, guys, it's very necessary for you to start contributing to the conversation. This is not a class for the teacher, this is the class for you, so you are supposed to talk. Okay, if it's that hard for you to talk, alright, we can do another thing. Just here you see it's about a person who was late. Now let's think about what did you do yesterday? What did you do yesterday? Just tell me a couple of words. What did you do yesterday? Mm-hmm. Christina, I'm also waiting for you. I slept yesterday. Very interesting. Yeah. What's that? Just wait a second. Sometimes I'm late for the bus, but it happens about once a month. I love to sleep. Yeah, I see. And how about you, Christina? So what we usually say about the bus, probably you know that I didn't catch. I was reading a very interesting book. Yeah. I didn't catch the bus. I didn't catch the bus. Okay. Alright, very good. Talking about your yesterday things, what's that? Yeah, Saida also joined us. Hello Saida, it's very nice to see you. We just say hi to everybody. Saida, can you say hi? Can you hear us? Just say hi. Yeah, hello to you. So we talking about a situation when the person is late. What do you think can happen to this person? Why is this person late? It can be you. Just tell us a short story when somebody was late. If it's that hard for you to tell us a story, you can just answer the question, what did you do yesterday? So we already said that sometimes Zhenya is late for the bus. Then Lena said that she slept the whole day yesterday because she loves to sleep. And Christina said she was reading a very interesting book. Very good. So, Christina, what kind of a book? What was the book you were reading yesterday? What was the book you were reading yesterday? You said it was a very interesting book. Okay. So, nobody is joining us. Alright. Please, you have to contribute to the conversation. And again, Saida, if you have a microphone, I love to sleep because I am often late for school or to school, for example. It was a fantasy book. Okay, it was a fantasy book. Yeah, very interesting. Very good. Going on talking about that, what did you do yesterday? Okay, another question is, what did you do this morning? What did you do this morning? So, what kind of day was that for you? Did you start your school already? Or not? What was that? I visited a doctor in the morning. Okay, what happened to you, Lena? You visited a doctor in the morning. What happened to you? Why did you visit a doctor in the morning? Okay, so next question is, what did you... I watched film this morning. What was the name of the film? What was the name of the movie? The British English is film and American is a movie. Maybe. What did you do last night? Also, that will be the last question for you. I watched a movie. I watched a film. Extra English. Okay, that's. I think this is a very good series or a very good TV show. I watched a couple of episodes. I watched a couple of episodes from this Extra English, and I think it's good. I walked with my friends. Okay, where did you go, Christina? Where did you go? Hmm? Where did you go? Okay. So might be we visited the rock club. Okay. Some more questions. I read an interesting book last night. Okay. Like, did you talk to somebody? lately? Did you talk to somebody lately? And who did you talk? Who did you talk? Excuse me. Who did you talk to lately? Just it might be this morning or it might be last night. Who did you talk to? Did you talk to somebody lately? Okay. Well, I think that you like talking with other people. Who did you talk with lately? Who did you talk to with lately? Okay. Did you play some sport game? Did you do some sport? Did you do some sport lately? Excuse me? That's not correct. Lately. It should be like that. Did you play some sport game or did you do some sport lately? I was talking with my friends from Kaliningrad yesterday. You were talking using Skype, or how did you talk? Was it a phone call or how did you talk with your friends? Okay. So I use Skype, yeah. Very interesting. Alright, we can move on. So we covered those questions which are necessary for you to review your material on the past tense and past simple. And right now I just want to talk a little bit about, we are talking about stories, and right now I just want to talk a little bit about fairy tales. So fairy tales, everybody knows what a fairy tale is. Do you know what a fairy tale is? What is a fairy tale? Yeah, alright. So can you think of any fairy tale? Because you see, the home assignment was to get prepared, to be prepared with this story about the person who is late. Just we are keeping on talking, and today you are supposed to talk a little bit about a fairy tale. So can you think of any fairy tales? Just give me some names. What fairy tales do you know? Cinderella, very interesting. Anything else? That's a good story. Alright. Then anybody else, please? Any other stories, or any other fairy tales you can think of, please? Only Cinderella. You know, not a single um, fairy tale, not a single other fairy tale. Robin Hood, that's very interesting. I agree. So, right now, I want you Red Riding Hood. Everybody knows Red Riding Hood? Do you know Red Riding Hood? Everybody knows Red Riding Hood, no? Okay, so right now we'll have a look at the fairy tale, and I just want you to read this story and to complete this exercise. So it's a story about a Hans and a dike. So if you do not know what a dike is a wall by the sea. It keeps the sea from the towns. So read this story about a little boy and a dike and fill in the verbs. Use these words in the past tense. Okay? So, a long time ago, there was a little boy. His name was Hans. So, what would you put here in this sentence? Can you think of a correct verb which you can put here? Please. I think that you can follow me, right? No? Why not? Can you see the people? Can you Saida, you have to put the verb in the past tense. It should be in the past. So please put the verb we reviewed today, the past tense. So he lived, exactly, he lived in Holland. So what is a dike? What is a dike? Do you know what is a dike? Yes, very good. But if you are so good in English, so what's the difference between the dike and the dam? And also we have another word which is levee. We have three words in English: dike, dam, and levee. But we will not talk about levee. We will talk only about dike. What is a dike? What's the difference between dike and dam? Actually, this is not a dam. Alright, I will just give you the Russian word for translation and you will think over about this word later. So, this is the Russian word for the word dike. Okay? So, a long time ago, there was a little boy. His name was Hans. And everybody knows about Holland, right? Holland or Netherlands. Netherlands. Which means that land is lower than water. You understand? Netherlands is the lower lands. That means that land is lower than water. Probably you do not understand that very correctly. I can just explain it to you. If you think of Holland, so let's think this is okay. Just excuse me. If this is a road, let's say, right? So then this will be the dike, like we say. Then this will be water. This is water. You understand? Water is above road, and this is a place for a car. This is where car is. Water is higher than the road. This is, you understand, right? Okay, now this is water and this is a car. Okay, very good. Now let's go back and talk about this young boy. So his name is Hans. He lived in Holland. One day in winter he went to the pond. What is a pond? One day in winter he went to the pond. What is a pond? Do you know the word pond? Yeah, very good. So, what is the difference then between pond and the lake? What's the difference between pond and lake? What's the difference? Yeah, but what's the difference between, like you're saying, and what is the difference between the words? Probably not, but that's a good guess. Christina, can you speak English? So in English, how can you say this in English, what you asked? This is your English class. So please. Pond, yeah, of course, size. Pond is made by a human being, absolutely. A pond is made by a human being. Zhenya, this is a very correct answer. And the lake is a natural one. It is made by nature. Okay, very good. So, one day in winter he went to the pond. There was ice on the pond. So it was winter and there was ice on the pond. Hans liked ice skating. So what is the verb here? He. Try and find the correct verb and put it into past tense. Okay? So please, that's your turn. You have to make a decision, I mean for selecting, for choosing this verb. So can you read the text which is on the board? When you read, you have to put to fill in the verbs, to put in the verbs in the correct tense and precisely in the past tense. So, Hans liked ice skating. So, what did he do? He skated. He skated on the pond. Very good. He skated on the pond. Absolutely correct. He skated on the pond. Then the next, I think that Christina was thinking about the next. Then he saw some water on the ice. Right? You wanted to say that, right, Christina? If I can guess what you were suggesting. Was it like... Yes, okay. So then he saw some water on the ice. So he... What? He went to the dike. Okay, he went to the dike. Everybody agrees, he went to the dike. So then What happened then? So he went to the dike. What happened then? He went to the dike. So a long time ago there was a little boy, his name was Hans. He lived in Holland. One day in winter he went to the pond. There was ice on the pond. Hans liked ice skating. He skated on the pond. Then he saw some water on the ice. He went to the dike, and then, if you see several verbs, it is possible to use several times. So, he saw a small hole in the dike. Yes, Said, absolutely correct. He saw a small hole in the dike. So, then, what happened then? So he saw a small hole in the dike. He saw that water was pouring from the dike, and you remember that water is standing above the land in the Netherlands. That's a very unusual country from this point of view. So water is slightly above the ground, which is not a very usual. Yeah, of course. He knew the hole was dangerous. He knew the hole was dangerous. So what happened then? Okay. You can, yeah, he put, of course, he put his finger in the hole. Very good. And what happened then? Yeah, you can say that this is a fairy tale, but also people say that this is a real story. So, he put his finger in the hole. So what happened then? He stopped. The only problem is that you have to put double P. Stop. When you use this term, then you have to put double P. He stopped the water. Very good. So the people from the town, what did they do? What did the people from the town do? The people from the town, so the people from the, he put his finger in the hole. He stopped the water. So the people from the town saw him. Yeah, the people from the town saw him. What's the matter? They asked. What's the matter? They asked. Hans? What did Hans do? Yeah, but say that. Do not forget that you are supposed to put it in. Yeah, in the past tense. So he showed them the hole, and he showed them the hole. They, what did they do to the hole? What did they do? They mended. What does that mean, to mend? What's the meaning of the verb to mend? What's the meaning? Yes, absolutely. If you remember, there exists a very popular children's song, which is Cobbler, mend my shoe. Mend my shoes. Have you ever heard this song? That's a kid's song for children. Cobbler, cobbler mend my shoes. Do you know this song? No? Cobbler, cobbler mend my shoes. No. This is a very popular children's song. Cobbler means what? Do you know the word cobbler? It's an old English word. It means... Excuse me. So, cobbler, cobbler mend my shoes. Okay, so they saw the hole and they mended the hole, and after they mended the hole, what happened then? They stopped the water. Very good, they stopped the water. So they were very happy, and Hans was a very important person in the town. You can say that this is a fairy tale, or some people say that this is a real story. So now let's answer the questions from exercise 5. So answer please. Where did Hans live? Where did Hans live? Okay. Where did Hans live? Yeah, Hans lived in Holland. Yeah, very good. Hans lived in Holland. Yeah, he lived in Holland. We do not use the before the country. The only exception is the Netherlands. When we say the Netherlands, then we use the. But Holland is without the. Next question is, what did he see in the dike? What did Hans see in the dike? What did Hans see in the dike? He saw a hole in the dike. Very good. He saw a hole in the dike. How did he stop the water? How did Hans stop the water? How did Hans stop the water? Okay. How did Hans stop the water? Okay. He put his finger in the hole. Yes, absolutely. So now you see that we talked about stories. Excuse me. Stories and fairy tales. Fairy tales. So, can you think of any kind of story like that? Maybe you remember some of the stories which you read when you were small, when you were a small kid. Can you think of any story like that? Any story of this kind? Just like we read a story about Hans and the dike. Can you think of any kind of a story? Alright. Just think a little bit. Okay, any ideas? And do not forget that this is very important for you to think of any ideas which are necessary to represent here. Okay, so next thing which I want to talk about with you is I want to talk about jokes. So it's about jokes. Can you think of any kind of joke? Do you know some jokes? What do you think? Can you think of any kind of jokes? Do you know some jokes? Hmm? We are talking about jokes. Can you think of jokes? Do you know some jokes? Just tell me yes or no. Do you know any jokes? Okay. Now, let's have a look. So here you have Tom's joke book, which means that this is a book which Tom has, and this book is full of jokes. Now, we can read some of these jokes, and your homework will be, you will think of some jokes which you will be able to tell us during the next class. So, join the questions and the answers is exercise 1. Now, if you see, the first one is already done for you. So it says, what did the ceiling say to the wall? So what is a ceiling? Do you know the word ceiling? What is a ceiling? What did the ceiling say to the wall? Yeah, very good. So, what did the ceiling say to the wall? So, the ceiling said to the wall, meet me at the corner. Meet me at the corner. You understand? What is that? Meet me at the corner. Can you translate the meaning? Meet me at the corner. So that phrase is a very regular one in English, like your mom, your say that then it's not a joke. Meet me at the corner. It's just a regular thing which you say to your brother, to your boyfriend, and a man, Zhenya, can say to his girlfriend or to his friend, just friend. It's like, meet me at the corner. That means just in Russian you can say something like, when people agree when people agree about something, like for example people just decided to go to the movies, to the movie theater, so they can say, okay, meet me at the corner, because they already know about this corner. They have already met many times before at this corner, so that is why they say meet me at the corner. So that's, what did the ceiling say to the wall? Meet me at the corner. Okay, now please find the answer to the second joke. Join the question and the answer. So please find the answer for the second joke. What did one eye say to the other eye? What did one eye say to the other eye? Okay? What did one eye say to the other eye? What is your answer? What did one eye say to the other eye? What do you think? No, it's not hello, honey. What did one eye? You understand the word eye, right? What is an eye? What is an eye? What is an eye? Yeah, so what did one eye say to the other eye? What did one eye say to the other eye? What do you think? Okay, so everybody disconnected. We have only you, Zhenya, left, but that's fun. That's okay. I know that this is very hard. This is very difficult to study English, but still. So what do you think? What did one eye say to the other eye? Okay, Zhenya, you can use this page anytime you want, because you know that you can come here to the classroom anytime you want, and you can check this page and you can think over these answers. So it was a pleasure seeing you over again, and I hope to see you next Friday as always here. And do not forget that your homework is to find good jokes and to tell us good jokes during the class. Okay? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, if you have no questions, then it was a pleasure seeing you. Goodbye. See you next Friday. Have a good weekend. Yeah, have a good weekend. Okay, bye-bye.